Unplugged. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good, man.
Okay, just to start us off, tell us about how you got into music and who are some inspirations for your songwriting?
Yeah, I started writing music just because I picked up a guitar, and I'd just been listening to a lot of musicians at the time, and I started kind of wanting to learn what they had written. I think that's how everyone starts if they play guitar. They just like want to play what their favorite people play. So around the time that I picked up my guitar, I was listening to a lot of John Craigie, Field Medic, just kind of different Americana artists. Depends. And then I think now John Craigie's still up there for some of my influences. But yeah, I started getting to know more like Blaze Foley, John Prine, all kind of the classics. And Jeffrey Martin's been a big lyrical inspiration, at least to me. And also how you present yourself live. So that's kind of where I've drawn a lot of my inspiration from.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you about your lyrical content and where do you pull from?
Like what?
What topics do you tend to write about?
Oh yeah. I tend to lean. That's a good question. I don't think that much about that. It's kind of. I write a song often about. I'll write poems about things that I see. Like a lot of times it's about nature. A lot of times it's about like kind of ideas that I have, things that I'm thinking about, and then I'll just eventually sometimes I'll look at a poem and be like, that looks like it could be a song, and then it depends. A lot of times the lyrics kind of also might just come from like you're writing like Marigold came from that. Was like Marigold was like full on like I didn't pull that from anything. It was like the word that kind of felt right to put there. So I think I also pull it from like writing when you're actually writing the music part of it all.
Absolutely. In the song Grandfather's Day, I want to hear a little bit about that story behind that song.
Yeah. I was my family takes care of and works together to preserve a cabin up in Manti Canyon, and I was up there a year ago on a bow hunt, and it was late at night, and I'd had a bit of a rough year, and I was poor, and I was like a lot of things were going on in my life, and I was kind of laying in the dark, and I wrote that as a poem initially, just kind of as a reflection. My grandfather built the cabin for his great-grandfather, and they kind of all built it together as a means to kind of be in the canyon and be safe in the canyon and have a place to go. And I read a lot of his words while I was up there and just like read a lot of what he talked about, and it was pretty soothing to me. And so, yeah, I just wrote that poem, and it was kind of like I kept looking at it, and I was like, no, that was one where sometimes I'll sit on a poem for years or a long time and just never turn it into anything, and it stays in words. But that was one that I could, like, every time I picked up a guitar, I was like, no, this is one that's calling to me. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just last but not least, any upcoming plans for you with music?
That'd be a great thing to have a good answer for. Not a thing. Mostly just looking at playing more live shows in the area. I've been recording a single for another song called Seasons of Love that I'm working on and collaborating with some other artists. But those are the big things that are coming with music.
Great. Well, thank you. It was a great session today.
Dude, yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.